Sup nerds, here's my BlackWarGreymon deck updated with the new starter deck. Starting off, we have our 4 Tamer. We are playing 4 BT9 Koromon. Your turn when you have Agumon or Greymon in your name, gain 1000 DP. That is necessary because we're not playing the BT9 Metal X, nor the BT12 Wargrey, so we do need to get as high as we can from our inheritables. Speaking of which, we are playing 4 BT12 Agus. This does give us the inheritable all turns while it has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, gets 1000 DP. And then on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a Digimon card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and a Tamer card with Taikami in its name, put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Spoilers, we're actually not playing any Taikami's in this list, I actually cut those, but I will show you guys why later. And then we were playing 4 BT5 Agumon, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Digimon card with Greymon and Omnimon in its name to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And then we were playing 1 BT12 Agumon. So we can't play the memory boost cards with this list because some cards are black. So to update consistency a little bit, we are playing a 13th rookie that also searches, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a Digimon card with Greymon in its name, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. It searches Marcus Damons as well, but obviously we cannot add those. And the inheritable also will not trigger, so I'm not going to bother going over that. Then we're of course playing 4 BT9 Agu X. On play / when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and then add a 1 X antibody to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck. That is it, we're playing 13 rookies. On to our champions. We are of course playing 4 of the best Greymon in the game. Starter deck 1, inheritable, security attack +1, duh. And then we did cut the ties, so we do need to add some sort of defense in this deck. So we're playing 2 BT8 Greymon's opponent's turn. While you have a red Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker. So all of our megas are red, so obviously he would have blocker there. This is the only form of blocking we have in this deck is these 2 cards right here since we cut the ties. And then we are of course playing 4 BT9 Greymon X, inheritable, all turns while this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name. If an effect would delete it or return it to your hand or deck, you can detach 2 cards of the same level to prevent it from happening. Also evils on top of Greymon for free, pretty nice. And then we're of course playing the obligatory one of BT11 Greymon X, evos on top of Greymon for 0. Also reduces evoing into Digimon that have Greymon in their name by 1 for each color. And then the all turns effect, same thing as this, except for in order to prevent that effect from happening, you bot deck the X antibody option underneath it. And that is it, we were playing 11 champions. And on to our ultimates. We were playing 4 Metal Greymon from starter deck 15. Evos on top of anything with Greymon in its name for 3. And then also has blocker, just naturally. And then the inheritable is security attack +1, which is pretty nice. Basically like him, where it's just generic security attack +1. Very strong. Lets you be extremely aggressive with burst damage, is how I would describe it. And I'll show you guys the burst damage combo after I get done with the profile. Then we're playing 1 BT12 Metal Grey. He does have raid, he evils on top of Greymon's for 3. And then all turns when an attack target is switched, you can play a red or black Tamer for free. And then the inheritable is, while this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, it gains piercing. I wanted to play a 5th level 5 that evoed for 3 memory. And this is the best one in that case. We are playing black Tamers that we can play for free off the raid effect, so if that does come up, that can. And then we are playing 4 BT11 Metal Greymon X. Evos for 4, unfortunately, if you do not have something that reduces it, or you're not evoing on top of Metal Greymon. Does evo on top of Metal Greymon for 1. When Digivolving, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less if you have Metal Greymon underneath him, or the X antibody option. Otherwise, you just get the other effect, which is his DP cannot be reduced, and he cannot be de-evoed until the end of your opponent's turn. Very strong effect, especially against yellow and stuff like that, or the mirror, because they can't de-evo you, so they can't attempt to swing over your stuff without getting really big. And then the inheritable is opponent's turn once per turn. When a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Pretty nice. It does not require him to become unsuspended. It's just anything. So if their stuff just becomes unsuspended, you can trash the top card, which is pretty nice. And that is it. We're playing 9 ultimates. And onto our megas. We are playing 4 BlackWarGreymon from BT8. Evos for 4. When Digivolving, if he has red sources, you can target Digimon. If he has black sources, you can target Tamers. And he deletes up to 6 cost or lower total of the chosen targets. And then all turns once per turn when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, unsuspend this Digimon. That's actually optional, so you may unsuspend this Digimon. That can come up to where that's optional, so there wasn't a rat on this card, just so you guys know. This is very good for Tamer control. We want to see it pretty early and often, so that's why I bumped it up to 4 for this list. And then we're of course playing 3 Gaiomon. Evos for 5 naturally, or Evos for 2 on top of BlackWar. He's also treated as having Greymon its name, so it interacts with all of your support for Greymon. So he has all of the effects. This is keyword the card. He has security attack +1, he has reboot, and then when Digivolving, if he has a black Digivolution card, de-evo 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon, and if he has a red card, he gets Blitz. This is a red based deck, so he's always going to get Blitz, and all of our level 5s actually have black in them as well, so he's always going to get both effects in this deck, which is pretty cool. And that is it. We are playing 7 Megas. On to our level 7s, we are playing 2 Omni X from BT10. It does Evo for 7, which is pretty steep, but if you do have the X antibody option in the sources of whatever you're Evoing into, it reduces it by 2, so it's only 5, which is actually pretty manageable. When Digivolving, you return all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of their deck. So that means everything, like if it's tied, if it's all the same level, it just all goes, which is pretty sick. And then when Digivolving / when attacking once per turn by placing either an X antibody option underneath him or a level 6 to the bottom of your deck, you can look at your opponent's security and trash 1 card and then put the rest of them back and shuffle, whatever. This is a really good answer for boards. You get to answer a boss monster if they have no protection, and also you can just get the 1 security bomb your opponent might have. Also get a chance to look at everything so you can play around the rest of their security. This is a very powerful card, and if they don't answer it when you Evo into it, you get to just do it again the next turn when you swing, which is pretty filthy. And also him being 16k is massive. And that is it. We're just playing 2 level 7s. On to our Tamers, we're playing 3 Yuya Kuga. He is a memory setter, and then his other effect is your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon its name, you can suspend him to give it 2000 DP. And if it evoed into the same level Digimon, it's unaffected by your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn, which is very, very good. It basically makes your stacks like unkillable outside of Digimon effects for the most part, but very, very powerful. Also gives us the much needed DP we need when we do burst damage as well. And then on to our options, we are playing 2 X antibody from BT9. You activate this, tuck it underneath something for 0 memory, and then when attacking, you can Evo into a Digimon with X antibody and its traits for the cost. This lets you Evo into the Omni X. As you attack, so you can look at your opponent's security and trash something and then check the rest of them. Pretty nice. Also in security, you gain a memory and add this card to your hand. So all around a good card. I'm mostly playing it just because we're playing Omni X. You don't really need it for anything else in BlackWar. Also, it does give you the protection effect from the BT11 Greymon X as well. But this isn't super necessary in this deck, but it's just necessary for a couple of things to work correctly. That's why we're only playing 2. And then we're playing 2 Kongua, however you say this, from BT9. 2 cost option, main until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's Digimon with play cost of 7 or less can't attack players, and cards can't be added to security stacks by your opponent's effects. The security effect is activate the main effect. So this card will let you keep your opponent from chipping at you with little rookies and stuff like that. Also to keep them from recovering if you're playing against a recover deck. Also, it completely stops chaos degradation, which is pretty nice. That's one of the only outs to like your infinite protection effects is chaos degradation or Lonky, and you're just like, nope, answer him some other way, good luck. This is very good if your opponent has like a wide board of small bodies. You can just be like, hey, you're not attacking me for the turn, GG's. Very good against hybrid decks and stuff like that. They can't just hybrid out for game. And then our last option, we're just playing 1 Hades Force. So with BlackWar up to 4, I don't think 2 Hades Force is necessary because they shouldn't have a lot of Tamers on the field most of the time just because you're playing 4 BlackWars. 7 cost option, but when you play it, if you have a Digimon with the X antibody option underneath it, it does reduce by 2, so it's only 5, which is pretty sick. And then the effect is main, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon and or Tamers who add up to a total play cost of one of your Digimon in play with Greymon in its name, and delete everything. Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack a player, which is really good. This is how you just swing for game randomly. If your opponent has blockers, you just delete everything and then swing. And the security is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So still a very good security effect. Alright, so now I will show you guys the burst damage of this deck. Alright, so you start your turn, you have this in raising and a Yu-Yu on the field. You promote Evo into Metal X for 1 memory, you tap Yu-Yu, it's plus 2k, and then unaffected by your opponent's options till the end of your next turn. Or till the end of your opponent's turn, I should say. And you can then Evo into BlackWar, and this will set them to 2, and pop any of their Tamers if necessary, and then your BlackWar is 15k, and it's safe from options until the end of your opponent's turn. Or if you want, you can just go boom, Evo into Gaio for 5, it gives him 3. You blitz at security, he is 16k for 1, 2, 3, 4 checks, unaffected by options, so he's beating over pretty much everything in the game. There obviously are a few level 7s that are currently 16k or higher right now, but most decks don't play those. And so he hits 4 checks, and then in the beginning of their turn, he reboots, trashes the 5th card, and they have 0 security, and they have to deal with this 16,000 DP Digimon, and they cannot use options to do it. That is the burst damage. Obviously there is a control aspect with the Black Wars and stuff, but you can just burst out 5 damage in 1 turn, which is very, very strong. And then if you do that to someone, there's not really much coming back. Like, there's no coming back from that unless they have the same capability. All in all, the Metal Greymon from the starter deck is the only one that I actually ended up keeping in. I tried the Greymon, but without playing a bunch of blocking or a Taikamiya Tamer, it seemed kind of unnecessary and a little silly to leave it in, so I cut it for the BT8 Greymons. But if you guys have any questions, anything I didn't address, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer anything. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.